Economics, Form 1, Lesson 8, Demand. Lesson 8, we are looking at demand. Demand, this could be considered as the relationship between the quantity of a good or service that consumers will purchase and the price charged for that good or service. So when we're talking about demand, we're looking at the quantity of goods that will be purchased at a certain price, So it means that how do we put it? If a particular brand of telephone is sold at 50,000 francs, the quantity of that brand of telephone that will be bought at that given price will represent the demand for that phone. Demand could also be defined as the want or desire to possess a good, Demand could also be defined as the want or desire to possess a good or service backed by the financial instrument necessary to make it a legal transaction for those goods and services. So we're looking at demand here in terms of want and the capacity to possess that good. You know, to want is very common. You could want 50 shoes. You could want anything that you see. You could want 2 cars. You could want all that. But that does not constitute demand. You could desire anything. That does not constitute demand until this desire or want is backed by the financial capacity to acquire the good or service. Until it is backed by the capacity to acquire the good or service. So we use some 2 words here. We want to consider them want or desire. You see, a want is derived from a lack of something or need for something. You understand? When you don't have something that is a lack, you now develop a want. It means that you want it. If you don't have a shirt, if you are moving naked, it means that you lack a shirt. So you want the shirt. On the other hand, desire may not be based on a lack or a need. That is, you may desire something not because you lack or you need it, but simply because you have seen it and you want to have it. You understand? You want to have it. So if we give the examples of need or need, or a desire, we can take these kind of examples. A housewife may want rubbing oil because she does not have any rubbing oil, that she lacks rubbing oil. So whatever rubbing oil you give her, she will be satisfied. You understand? So she needs rubbing oil. Whatever you give her, she will be satisfied. A sick man may want a drug because he needs it to get well. Take, for example, somebody has high fever, and it is generally known that Quinimax can cure high fever. That Quinimax is cheap, but it can cure high fever. If you give the person Quinimax, he will be happy, he will accept it. A man might want food because he is hungry. I mean, all of you understand, when you are hungry, you want food. And there are many of you who would eat anything at that time if you are given. You will not start saying, oh no, I don't eat okra, I don't eat, I don't eat Congo meat, or I don't eat this. If you are very hungry and you are given, you will eat. You will not want to make a choice. A child may need books because his parents have not provided any. Take, for example, that you are going to school and your parents have not bought your exercise books that you need for your classes. So in this case, what is happening? You need books. You have not been provided with books. So you are not going to start saying, no, I need but books for 5,000 francs. If you are given books, simple books, you will still be happy to get them. So a child may want books because he needs them in school, like you have textbooks that you use in class. If you need them, for example, they could go to the second-hand booksellers and get them, and you will still be happy because you don't have any specific choice here. Now, so those are needs because you lack them. Now, but desires, they usually concern something extra. Desires usually concern something extra. Either they concern a new good or service, or a luxury good or service, or a very scarce good or service. You understand? You could have, for example, dresses, but you see a specific dress and you desire it. So it is not because you don't have enough dresses, but you want that specific dress, not because you don't have. So it is because you have seen it and liked it. So you have seen that kind of example of desire. It's just like when you see a rich man with 10 different cars. It is not because he needs so many cars. What is he doing with them? It is the desire to own certain marks or types of cars that keep pushing him to acquire more. He owns a Peugeot. Then he sees the latest Mercedes and says, no, if I don't have that. Since he has money, he goes for it. That is just a desire. He's not buying the car because he actually needs it. Let's take some of these our women. A woman has 10 handbags. Between you and me, is that not enough for one woman to have? Yes, I'm sure most of you will accept with me. Maybe the girls may not. But now she has more than 10 handbags and certainly does not need more. But the moment this same woman sees a new one that she likes, she develops a desire for it. So you see her plaguing her husband for money or removing her own money or borrowing money to buy that new handbag, which she certainly does not actually need. It is just that desire that is pushing her. So when a want or a desire is backed with the capacity to acquire it, it becomes demand. So that is how we have demand. You understand? So demand now, it depends on, you have what we call the quantity demanded, which is the specified quantity desired for goods at a given price, which we mentioned already. Like, for example, 10,000 bags of rice demanded per week at 10,000 francs per bag. So this is at a given price. This quantity demand may change if the price changes. If the price goes up to 12,000 francs per bag, the quantity will certainly drop. Now, we've looked at quantity demanded. Let's look at this demand schedule. It is a table which shows the quantity that will be demanded at a given price. So it is simply a table which shows the quantity demanded at a given price. And from this schedule, we could develop a demand curve from the demand schedule. From the demand schedule, we could develop a demand curve. And the demand schedule is guided, and the curve is guided by the law of demand, which states that is everything being equal, of course, because you have exceptions in everything. The quantity demanded for a good rises as the price falls, which means that it goes the other way. The quantity demanded for a good falls as the price rises. I hope that is clear. So, the quantity demanded for a good and the price are inversely related. That is just what we have shown here. So as the price is shooting up, the quantity demanded is dropping. As the price is dropping, the quantity demanded is going up. So that is how it is. Now, look at meat in the market. The price of meat is 2,000 francs per kilo. Now, if the butchers suddenly decide to take their price up to 3,000 francs per kilo, the quantity demanded will certainly drop. Many people will no longer be able to buy it. They'll prefer fish or some other alternative. Now, if the butchers suddenly had a good fortune and the cows were just coming in, they could drop the price now from 2,000 to 1,500. And you discover that the quantity demanded will go up. Many people will abandon fish and rush back to meat. So this is what we were explaining. So now we have the demand curve, which we said we will take it from our demand schedule, which is a table which shows what quantity is consumed at what price. So up we have the P, which is the price, and this way we have the quantity. So the demand schedule shows that when the price is highest, the demand too is highest. If you have seen. When the price is up there, this is the demand. Let's come back again and we'll take it over. When the price is high up there, you see demand comes down to almost zero. When the price is high, and when the price drops almost to zero, demand is at its highest in terms of quantity demanded. So that is how the demand curve is explained. That's how the demand curve is explained. If you look at it on the cover page. Now the elasticity of demand, with the elasticity of demand, it simply represents the sensitivity, how sensitive quantity demanded is to changes in certain factors such as price or income. So what we are saying is that if price changes, demand too changes. And elasticity looks at the sensitivity. And it is not only price, it is also income that affects demand. So the price elasticity, that's we're looking at price. This is the percentage change in demand that results from a change in price. That is just what we saw on the graph there. As the price goes up, demand drops. As the price drops, demand rises. So we also have this percentage change in income, which is the income elasticity. This is the percentage change in demand that results from a change in income. This is the percentage change in demand that results from the percentage change in income. And it's very easy. If you earn more money, even if the price is still the same, you'll be capable of buying more. So demand will go up if income level rises. Now, if income level drops, even if the prices remain the same, demand will certainly drop. So I prescribe that you read Harvey Elementary Economics.